Hey guys, I just got done making this patch for the rear side of this quarter panel where I had done the one in the front a couple days ago. Still not got it finished yet. I've still got to go back and touch up those last couple of little spot welds inside of it. But this thing is probably the hardest patch I have had to make to go on this car. It was pretty straight going off the back of the wheelhouse here until it got down here to the edge of the quarter panel patch. I had to turn the edge of it down so that I could weld it to the quarter panel. I had to turn one lip of it out so that it could tie into this trunk drop off. Of course, this is not the one it's going to tie to. I just left it there to keep everything in alignment. I've got new ones that I've got to cut that one out and replace. And then trying to get this thing to match the inside curvature of this quarter panel was a real pain in the rear end. I use clamps, I use blocks of wood, you name it. I've probably tried it in order to push this thing in place to get it lined up. I took my flange tool, which has got a hole punch on the other side of it, and actually punched some plug weld holes through the face of this thing, and then took these C-clamp pliers and a piece of wood to keep from denting the panel, and basically sandwiched up here to pull that thing up enough where I could get a little bit of an edge weld on it, and then took the pliers and went ahead and pulled it on down so I could actually weld those plug welds up. That one little patch has taken me, well, let's see, it's 7:10. I started on this about 4:30. 2.5 hours. Unreal, right? For one little bitty patch. If I'd known it was going to be that much fun, I would have probably went ahead and bought an outer Wheelhouse from Mustangs Unlimited or somewhere and just cut that piece off and stuck it in there. I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. I guess lesson learned. I like making this stuff myself whenever possible instead of buying stuff, just because I think that's part of the experience of working on these cars. But I'll definitely look at that in the future as far as all the different angles and stuff going into one piece. I cleaned off the other day where I had the tape and everything on this lap joint along the back of that quarter panel where that glue had actually burnt. I didn't think anything about that smoke being up on there. It actually started surface rust on this panel where I'd taken all of that E-coat and stuff off, and I had to take the DA sander and sand that stuff back off. So that's a little lesson, guys, if you didn't already know it. I wished I did. If you're doing anything like that and you burn something, paint or whatever, and it smokes up your panel, take some lacquer thin or something and clean it off right away, because if you don't, that stuff has evidently got some sort of corrosive material in it. And it actually, all those little areas that had the smoke trails going up the panel, they were all rust. And that's the last thing I want on a new panel is rust. So I DA'd it off and then wiped it down with lacquer thinner. And here before too long, I'm going to get some of that matrix acid etch primer like Darren's been talking about, going direct to the metal with it and seal the metal up. And then you can go back with the epoxy primer or something else afterward. But I'm almost at the point now I'm going to have to get some of that from him so that I can get the metal parts of this car sealed up, so I don't have to worry about problems like that in the future. I didn't want to put anything on the panel while I was welding it, though, because I was kind of concerned about adhesion. But I'm almost done with it. I've still got to go back in and fill in the rest of these spot welds. And once I get that all done, I'm going to be ready to put some of that acid etch primer on there. Darren did say that you could do body work on top of it, so I think I'll just go ahead and get some of that and get it sprayed on these naked sections of the car so I don't have to worry about there we go, getting any corrosion. I had another question. I remember this section whenever I painted the car the first time. This is the lower rocker panel, and this is some really heavy gauge steel, but this thing has got a heck of a dent right in the bottom of that curve. I'm not so sure a stud welder would pull that out because of the thickness of that metal. Last time I just did the cave and pave thing on it, pushed it on down a little bit to get some body filler in it, but I'd really like to fix that. The only way I can see of doing it, I'm not sure if a stud welder or not, if you do the studs in here and try and pull that, if it would even pull or not. I may end up having to cut this section of the outer wheelhouse out in order to gain access into there to see if I can't take something and try and bend that up. I don't really want to heat it because I worry about that and what it does to the metal. So if any of you guys have got an idea, something I could try, short of cutting it off and putting a brand new rocker panel on it. I'd rather not go that far if I didn't have to. PM me or respond to this video in the comments section below and give me some ideas on what I need to try and do with this, because I'd really like to get that out of there. You can see the other dent right here. That's because this is all pushed out, and that had to be pushed back in to make it low enough to get the body filler over it the last time. But I'd like to do something with that if I could. Oh, sorry about that. Also saw where Matt got his stuff in the mail. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Matt. It was really a blast to see you put that can up on the wall for me, and I'm glad you liked the other one. I'm in the process of getting some stickers made. They should be picked up Wednesday, and I'm going to try to get a few of those out to some of you guys that have really helped me out a lot in all this project and stuff I've had going on. So I'll be messaging you for your addresses, the ones I don't already have, and I'll try and get those in the mail, like I said, Wednesday or Thursday, so I'll be looking for them the end of the week, first of next week. And anybody else that would like to have one, just DM me your address and I'll be happy to mail you one. Well, guys, I'm going to cut this one short so that I can get it into the house and get it downloaded, and I'll be talking to y'all later. Take it easy.